Show me something. Hello and welcome to the Show Me Something podcast. I am Will.
I'm Trevor.
And I'm Jacob.
And this week I showed the boys the 2019 Safdie Brothers film Uncut Gems, starring Adam Sandler, Kevin Garnett, Idina Menzel, Lakeith Stanfield, some other notable names and faces. It is a film that I think it's best to know as little as possible about before going in. So I think ideally we'll keep the pre-spoiler section pretty light. But what'd you guys think?
I definitely went into this not knowing a lot. I'd heard a bit about how this was kind of Adam Sandler's kind of note to the critics, almost going, I can still act, I just choose not to, kind of thing, like because of all of his frankly not great movies over the past few years.
All the ones through his Netflix deals.
His Netflix deals like Ridiculous Six and
haven't seen them, but I heard they're bad.
Pixels. I haven't seen them either. All I've heard is how trash they are. Yeah. Grown Ups was okay.
I thought you saw Ridiculous Six though, didn't you?
I did see Ridiculous Six, and it was really bad.
Taylor Lautner.
Yeah, he plays an idiot.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
he plays like a real dumb idiot, and it was weird.
Real fall from grace for that guy ever since Twilight.
Yeah,
would love to have him on the pod.
I saw
hashtag Show Me Lautner. Can we get a hashtag Show Me Lautner?
I saw a really
fucking hashtag.
I saw a really kind of cool.
No, our first hashtag was hashtag Trevor Wrong. Sorry. Come on. Sorry, Trevor. Go ahead. I've derailed your
whatever. He's not in anything. I saw this movie, like a superhero kind of movie, and I thought it was him, and it was just a lookalike. It was some knockoff Taylor Lautner guy. Anyways.
God, imagine a fucking knockoff of that guy who's already a knockoff. That's amazing.
I mean, to be fair, he did a good job. It was an interesting film. But anyways, yeah, my thoughts. I didn't know a whole lot about this except that, and that he, had something to do with actual gems. Quite frankly, I did not enjoy this movie. This is, I think, the first time I haven't really enjoyed something that we did. Like even, well, I guess so. maybe Mad Villainy.
Oh yeah, I hated Mad Villainy.
I didn't hate it. I didn't.
You always say that, but you did hate it.
I didn't like it.
You gave it like a 4.
No, it was a 5. The only 4 I think has been you on Dumbo Drive.
Dab.
Yeah.
You're the only sub 4 person so far.
I had to do it.
I
stand by it.
I appreciate
You're
this
wrong,
movie.
That's fine.
For what it is. It's filmed well. It's got a cool style to it. I do think Adam Sandler does a good job. This movie made me anxious and mad, and I'm sure at some points I was like, it's doing its job because it's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable. But I don't get really anxious about movies that often. My biggest emotion I feel from movies is either hype or embarrassment. Like if someone's doing something embarrassing, I can't look at them doing the embarrassing thing.
Like cringy?
Yeah, cringy, I guess. Those are basically my two main emotions. I don't really get uncomfortable.
You never get sad?
On occasion, but not really.
What about happy?
Happy, yeah. Fine, I'm talking about my major
You ever
two.
Slap your knee laughing?
Stripes, man.
Sorry, Trevor. Go ahead.
But anyways, yeah, I got mad at this movie a lot, and I got really anxious, and I found myself wanting it to be over and done. I was like, I'm done with this movie already, and there's still an hour left. Yeah, I don't know, man. I appreciate the technical level of it, but that's more or less it. I don't ever want to watch this movie again.
And I'm sorry, what did you give it again, Trevor?
He hasn't said yet.
I haven't. I guess I didn't think of a number really. I guess maybe a 5.
You almost wanted to go 4. You almost said 4.
Yeah. What you're saying doesn't match a 5.
Our rating systems are different.
That is true.
That's fair.
I feel like
okay,
yeah, I don't know,
5 out of 10.
4 or 5, somewhere in there.
That's cool.
Some would say a 4.5.
Would you rather listen to Mad Villainy again or watch this movie again?
I would rather listen to Mad Villainy again.
Cool.
It's shorter.
Okay.
And I can do something else while listening to Mad Villainy.
Okay. Would you rather listen to Mad Villainy twice in a row while doing nothing else, or watch this movie again?
I'd rather watch this movie again than do that. Like, that's at least something. Like, if I have to sit there and do nothing while listening to Mad Villainy, that's twice in a row.
Much.
That's a lot.
That's a bridge too far.
That's a
about
lot.
if you,
Mad Villainy's got some dope songs. This movie didn't have many moments where I was like, "Oh, that was cool." It was there was some, "Oh, I kind of agree with this person." That was the highest like I got in my opinion of this movie. Was like, I relate to this person a little bit, as opposed to everyone else that is just awful, the worst.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
5 out of 10.
4 or 5.
We're there.
Yeah, screw it. 4. Screw it. It's a 4.
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, it evoked a response. That's
So
that's
crazy
something.
that you liked Operation Dumbo Drop more than this. It fucking blows my goddamn mind.
This movie just made me really anxious, man.
I mean, I
And,
get
like,
that. I get it.
Not a
but
good
lot
way.
Of the scenarios in this movie will induce anxiety for sure.
He's so dumb at times. Urgh.
You thought he was
Okay,
being
sorry.
Calm
dumb?
down.
I'll wait till we get to the actual spoiler
Jesus.
section, but just
Interesting.
Trevor's
excited to
visibly
see what.
upset.
Yeah, he's
I'm also
definitely
a little tired, so my emotions are running kind of high right now.
Oh, I'm glad we're here. All right, so Trev, 4 out of 10. Kyle, what'd you think?
So yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I was a little bit disappointed watching it because of how much you hyped it up, Will, and how much when it originally came out, it was hyped up, and like everybody talking about it on Twitter when like it wasn't getting nominated for stuff. I was like, holy shit, I'm gonna like this movie as much as I like Punch Drunk Love. Nope. Not the case. I love Punch Drunk Love, and his performance in that I think is still unmatched. I think his performance in that movie is still better than this movie. When we're talking about Sandman dramatic performances, but I will say that it was still a very good movie. I liked the premise of it. I liked the main character that Adam Sandler plays, Howard. I like all the things that's wrong with the character. Like he's like addicted to gambling, and he fucking like he's just so like greedy, and he wants to like finally like win in his eyes, but like he just fucks up so much, and he's running all over town constantly, and it is anxiety inducing, like Trevor was saying, because he's fucking digging himself in a hole, and everything is like you're like, this man's never gonna fucking get it right. And I think it's also due to how it's shot, like the color palette that they use and like the lighting choices that they're using is like not comforting. It's like it's very cold.
It feels really saturated at times almost.
Yeah. The colors are really awesome. I think they did a really cool job with that, especially to show like the time that it was in, even though it's just taking place in like the early 2010s, and then like the like where they're at, like in New York, like in the Diamond District or whatever it is specifically. Yeah. But some of the other characters are really cool too. Like I didn't know Eric Bogosian, is that how you say his last name? The dude
I think Bogosian,
the dude from Succession. Fucking classic. He plays
who is he?
He plays the politician.
He
plays the like Bernie Sanders type politician.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That was Arno?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Didn't even.
You didn't recognize him? Yeah, it's him.
No, I didn't.
Well, that's because they're playing completely different characters. Very different.
Yeah, that's incredible. He's unrecognizable from that character.
Yeah, and then also, what's his name? The dude from Atlanta, Damani is his character in here.
Yeah, Lakeith Stanfield.
Yeah, he did a great job.
He's always.
I feel like he was super in and out of the movie though. He would like be there, and then he would like be gone because he keeps Adam Sandler's keep trying to find him. I don't want to dig too deep into it now, but I did want him more in the movie than he was.
He was good. He was cool.
He was good. Yeah. There's a lot of interesting like people I didn't know that were in it either, like cameo appearances. Which we'll get into in those scenes as well when we get into the spoiler zone. But yeah, no, I thought it was pretty good. I would give it like a 7 out of 10. I could see myself watching it again and probably having a different opinion. I feel like it's one of those types of movies, now that I know more about it going into it. Similar to like how I am every time I watch a movie like Taxi Driver, where I feel differently about it every single time I watch it. But yeah, no, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I watched it with Abby. She liked it a little bit less than me. She thought it was kind of boring. That's where she was at with it.
Fair. Cool.
Did you give it a number?
7 out of 10.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading the IMDb, so I didn't.
It's all good, brother.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, I like this movie a lot. I think it's not necessarily a pleasant movie to watch. Like I echo those sentiments. It's definitely one of the most anxiety-inducing films I've ever seen. And if you're someone who is sensitive to that sort of thing, I can see this being like a really not a good watch for you. So, forewarned anyone who's made it to this point and hasn't watched it, if you are sensitive to literally just 2 hours of being on the edge of your seat and like having a really overwhelming sense of dread, I think that this might not be the movie for you.
And I feel like I'm
2019, similar to like Joker. It's like they were pumping out movies that people were just like, what the fuck?
I don't know, man. Like, because I like Joker a lot.
You didn't feel that way with Joker at all?
No, I felt
Joker. That way more with Joker.
I still haven't seen it.
I don't know, man. Like, I'm not even sensitive to that kind of thing, and I still felt weird about this whole movie. But anyways, continue. Yeah. Sorry, Will.
Well, I think the score has a lot to do with it. The score is like very propulsive, and it like, I mean, the movie, I think the only moment of calm in the entire 2 hours and 14 minutes or whatever it is literally the first scene you see Howard and he's getting a colonoscopy. I think that's the only moment that the film is calm for the rest of the film. So that kind of gives you a glimpse into it. I really like it. I think Sandler's performance is fantastic. I agree. I don't think it's as good as Punch Drunk Love, but that's also because Paul Thomas Anderson is one of the greatest working filmmakers, and I think it's hard to top him.
For sure.
I do think the Safdie brothers have a ton of potential. This is only their second, like, full-length, like, non-fully independent film.
Yeah, I want to see the other one with Robert Pattinson.
Dude, I did not like it as much as this. Yeah.
What was that one?
So it's called Good Time. It came out in 2017. It's Robert Pattinson is the main guy in it, and it's one of the Safdie brothers. I think it's Benny plays his brother in it. It's like it's got a similar pace to it, I would say. It's basically a guy's brother gets arrested and he's trying to find money for bail to get him out of jail. It's not as good. It's like a lot more bleak and dark and depressing than this one. But the hallmarks of their filmmaking, I think, echo in both films really well. Like they're like you guys mentioned, the visuals are really beautiful. Like that weird, it's got like a weird like neon quality.
Yeah.
And that's very prevalent in Good Time as well. I'm very excited to see what these guys do next.
For sure, yeah.
Two young New York brothers, you know. They've made two. I mean, Good Time had a lot of buzz around it too on a smaller scale because I don't know. I don't think it's anywhere near as good as this film is. Anyway, great Sandler performance. Great Kevin Garnett performance. I thought he was hilarious.
Yeah, Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, it's hard to talk. I don't really want to talk too much in detail, despite wanting to talk about it a lot. But I would say probably like an 8.5 to 9 out of 10. I didn't like it as much the second time around, but I did maybe appreciate bits of it more. But again, it's not like an easy film to watch. I wouldn't say. So yeah, if you're looking for something that will stress you out and you want to see Sandler give a great dramatic performance, this is definitely the one. It is on Netflix. We were initially trying to get this out before it dropped on Netflix, but obviously it's been there for about a month now, so maybe some people have checked it out and will therefore listen to us talk about it. Cool. Any other thoughts before we jump in?
No, I think we can jump right into the spoiler zone.
We could do spoiler zone. Our top 3 before the spoiler zone. Adam Sandler movies.
Yeah, Cobb wanted to... Go ahead, Cobb.
Yeah, so I wanted to, since we were talking a lot, especially before we did this podcast, about Adam Sandler's performance in this movie. I wanted to ask the boys what their top 3 Adam Sandler movies were, not necessarily performance-wise, but just your favorite to watch or whatever. So I'll start with my top 3 is Easy, Punch Drunk Love, and then also easy number 2 is Happy Gilmore. Fucking love Happy Gilmore. I watch it anytime. And then number 3 was a little bit harder for me. I went with The Longest Yard. I really like the remake of The Longest Yard. I actually haven't seen the older one, but I like the cast in the new Longest Yard. It's really great. It does have a
great cast. Yeah, for sure. What about you, Trev?
I haven't actually seen Punch Drunk Love.
Damn.
So I can't put that on my list.
You should watch it. I wrote a paper about it in college.
Nice. It's very good.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Number 1 for me is easy Happy Gilmore. I grew up playing golf. I've always loved Happy Gilmore. It's like it never
Fucking
fails to make
movie.
me laugh. So funny. Number 2 and 3 is where it gets hard for me.
You're a one and done Sandman type guy.
I kind of am.
Damn.
Longest Yard is pretty fun. So I think I might have to go with Longest Yard. And
Billy
then
Madison.
Third is kind of
Waterboy.
So that's the thing. Third is kind of
Big
a weird tie for me between Billy Madison, Waterboy, and honestly, Just Go With It.
What is Just Go With It?
It's one of his newer ones that he did with oh my god, why am I forgetting her name? From Friends.
Jennifer Aniston?
What's her name from Friends? Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
Where he like
It's the one where Kate Upton bounces her boobs on the beach, right?
I don't think that's Kate Upton.
It's not?
But she looks kind of like Kate Upton, so I don't blame you for
that. It is Kate Upton, for sure.
Is it really Kate Upton?
I remember the commercials for that movie.
That was the whole selling point of that movie, was just go see Kate Upton.
That was like the whole trailer, wasn't it?
Her name's Brooklyn Decker. She kind of looks like Kate Upton.
What movie are we thinking about then, Cobb?
I'm going to Kate Upton's IMDb page.
I mean, I'm looking at the girl that played the hot girl in Just Go With It right now.
What's happening?
Her name's Brooklyn Decker.
This can't be true.
Rip, my whole reality.
Yeah, maybe it's not Kate Upton. Damn.
Why are you guys always doubting me?
What universe were me and Will in where we both thought it was Kate Upton?
I'm always being doubted. It's kind of weird.
Okay. Fair enough.
Anyways, it's not bad. I kind of find it fun. Maybe it's because I've seen it a half dozen times because it's always on TV.
You've watched Just Go With It a half dozen times, Trevor?
Or more, maybe. I don't know. It just comes on and my parents will put it on. They're like, this is fun. And I'm like, all right, yeah, I guess we're watching this now.
Jacob and I were thinking of The Other Woman for those out there keeping track.
Oh, that's a fun movie, too.
Definitely haven't seen it, but...
It's called The Other Woman?
Word for it.
Is it also Sandler?
Woman, yeah.
No.
Damn.
That is Jamie Lannister, actually.
Oh, for real? My boy Nicholas Coster-Waldau.
Yeah, the
Waldo Coster. What the fuck's his name?
I don't know. Don't ask me to pronounce it.
If I'm thinking of the right
Danish
movie.
Name. Nikolai Coster-Waldau. That's what it is.
Yeah, he plays the cheating husband in that movie
Waldo.
that all three of the wife and the two mistresses are trying to get revenge on.
Man, I am just not as well versed on like really forgettable like early 2000s romantic comedies.
Yeah.
You know?
That one's barely a romantic comedy, though, to be fair.
I don't even know what these movies are about.
Yeah, whatever. All right, so...
Regardless, those are my top two and then tied for third.
Right on.
I guess. Grown Ups is fine, too, by the way. Just got to throw that out there.
I think I've seen the first one. Yeah.
It's fine. Grown Ups 2 is bad. Grown Ups 1 is fine.
Yeah.
Cool. I am not the biggest Adam Sandler guy. Which it feels like is kind of a more rare thing in our generation. Like he made a lot of really important movies for our collective childhood, I want to say. Like that run in like the late 90s was very formative, I think, for a lot of kids our age. Obviously, I've seen them all, and Happy Gilmore is definitely the best one out of the bunch for me. That's probably the only one that I would want to return to. I think all the rest are very hit or miss. Billy Madison's fine. I'm going to echo Cobb with Punch Drunk Love being the first. It's not really a debatable thing once you've seen that movie. P.T. Anderson is, again, incredible, and that movie's really great. Great soundtrack, too, by motherfucker, what's his name? John Bryan, who was the guy who like directed the orchestra on Kanye's second album, Late Registration.
Oh shit.
There's also a great Blue in Exile song that samples one of the pieces of the score from Punch Drunk Love. That's no one will understand what I'm talking about, but check out Beat in Exile if you want a good instrumental. Yeah, Punch Drunk Love. Honestly, I'd probably say Uncut Gems number 2, and then Happy Gilmore number 3.
Right on.
Dang.
The dramatic performances are much more my speed, my wheelhouse. Yeah, cool. Good question, Cobb. I like to think about that kind of stuff. He's got some. I mean, Click.
Fucking
I think
sad as hell.
Honorable mention.
It's one of the saddest movies anyone could ever watch.
Yeah. I think it's like super fucking manipulative and not necessarily good.
Well, you hate movies that make you sad.
That's not true at all. I love crying. What
Dude,
are you talking about?
You hate A Star Is Born.
It's because it's a bad movie, not because it made me sad.
all right.
Yeah. Don't get me started, bro.
Did you guys see Bedtime Stories?
No.
No idea what that is.
Yeah,
kind of sweet movie. Adam Sandler. He I think it's either his kids or maybe it's his.
Is it sad?
It's a little sad at points.
Damn.
What about Spanglish?
Haven't seen it.
Never heard of it even.
All right,
You
cool.
never heard of it?
No.
It's just a really bad name. That's really my only. I've never seen it either, but all right, cool. So let's do the spoiler zone, yeah?
Yeah,
1, 2, 3,
spoiler zone.
Spoiler zone.
Please watch this movie if you've got to this point, if you're at all interested. I do really, again, want to stress that I think it's best enjoyed knowing as little as possible.
Yes.
All right, cool. Spoiler zone. So can we talk about the ending right up top?
Fuck.
Fine. Oh, jeez, really? Like, I know.
Yeah,
I know we kind of abandoned the plot thing, but come on.
Fuck it.
No,
It
let's talk
doesn't
about
matter.
It doesn't matter. Did you guys like the ending? Yes or no?
I did like the ending. I thought that the ending was really tense and like, I didn't see it coming. I didn't see it coming
at all.
I was like, he finally got his win, motherfucker. And then, the guy gets out and lets him out of the little little hallway waiting cube thing.
Lockbox, yeah.
And boom, shoots him. Boom, shoots the other guy. And then they just start looting.
That was
crazy.
It was insane. I also didn't expect it.
Not at all. I didn't either.
I had at that point started to kind of, because almost this entire movie I was hating. What's his name?
Howard?
Howard, yeah. I was hating Howard little by little, more and more and more.
You hated Howard, dude?
Every time he did something incredibly stupid, I just got a little more angry and a little more angry.
What are you talking about? This is how I win. This is what I do.
I fucking win.
That's a good line.
He doesn't win for 90% of the movie.
He was gonna win, though. He could have won, and then the guy fucked him, and then he did win at the end.
Yeah,
and then
but he won twice. He technically won twice.
He should.
Arno just fucked it.
If the guy didn't fuck him.
Just anyways, the ending. Before we get back, I didn't see it coming. I will admit that.
And he fucked himself because he didn't get the appraisal on the Opal.
Yeah, that's the main thing that really got me started. It was like, why did you let him take it? I know he's some famous basketball player guy.
For the clout, man.
But I don't care.
The clout.
I don't care. You knew that he would not bring it back. I feel like he knew.
Listen, this is what Damani does. This is Damani's job. All right, he brings in clientele.
He does his job.
This is how he supports the business. If this guy likes the thing and he ends up buying the Opal at the auction, that's going to bring more clout to the business.
He would have
brought... Can we talk to Trevor about this, dude?
I understand.
KMH Jewelers, bro.
He would have bought the Opal at the auction probably even if he hadn't let him keep it.
They did fuck that up. They did fuck up the auction.
Don't let him keep it. Why did you let him keep it and take it overnight to the game or whatever? No, you take it back
sucks.
And you put it in the safe.
Damani fucked
and you don't talk about it ever again. I kind of understand showing him the Opal. Like, hey, look at this. It's going up to auction. You know, you could buy this, and that brings more people into the auction to buy, and someone he knows that has a ton of money.
But I don't know if he would have tried to spend as much as he did at the auction if he didn't know the properties. Like when he when he had it
regardless,
on him, he had a better game. Then when he didn't, he had a bad game. Boom.
Yeah.
Now he wants
regardless.
Am I wrong?
You're not wrong, but regardless, he would have gotten it appraised probably properly. Or maybe he wouldn't have. I don't know if that was maybe him just talking his own shit up. Regardless.
Yeah, but either way, he made more money in the end. Because it was valued. He thought it was valued at $750,000 to $1 million.
Yeah.
He made 1.2 off the three-way parlay. So
yeah, he did. But then he died.
He did get shot.
Yeah, that's
that
true.
is irrelevant. You can't take that money with you. He's just dead, and that money now
belongs to the mistress.
Maybe stuck
Julia.
Is she a mistress if him and his wife are separating?
I
She's
think
the
so.
other woman.
Yeah, because they haven't separated yet.
Adam Sandler movie.
There it is. Yeah. Ooh, she plays. Yeah. That's Kate Upton, brother.
That's also not Adam Sandler.
Huh?
Doesn't matter.
What are you talking about, dude?
Same difference.
Anyway.
Yeah, the ending was crazy. I also didn't expect it.
I did not expect. So once the henchman shot him, I was kind of sad, but I was like, he kind of deserved it.
What?
In a way.
I thought he deserved it?
He absolutely deserved it. He
No,
absolutely deserved it. Yes.
I thought it was crazy that the henchman shot his
Arno.
brother-in-law?
I don't
Arno,
think
yeah,
were the henchmen related?
No. He's talking about Arno is Howard's brother-in-law.
Yeah, I know that.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah, the henchmen are Arno's.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're Arno's guys.
Arno is Howard's brother-in-law.
Yeah.
There's no relation between them.
So it was kind of crazy that he shot him. Because that's kind of his boss.
But it seemed like they were also, like, it sounded like there was somebody even above Arno that maybe...
Maybe?
I don't know. It's kind of murky.
That's murky.
With those guys.
Just the fact that they killed him and then continued to rob the jewelry store seemed really weird and short-sighted. And they're, like... I kind of get him. He's really pissed.
That's kind of why it seems to me that they're just kind of like hired goons. Like there's not really anybody above Arno. Because if there was, they wouldn't have done that.
Yeah,
at least
probably.
I wouldn't think so. If they kill him and there's no one above him, now they just have a bunch of jewelry.
Yeah, and they probably know where Arno's stuff is at, so they could go steal his stuff.
Yeah,
but I don't know, man. I think the ending just. It's not satisfying. Does that make sense?
Oh, really? I think it is. I think it's really satisfying.
Like, I appreciate that...
No, I understand where Trevor's come from. I feel like a satisfying ending would have been him getting his win.
Either him getting his win...
Collecting. And not just winning, but collecting.
Either him getting his win, or him getting his win, and then something happening to the win, and him having to, like, actually have to go to jail...
No.
Or get some sort of justice that he actually has to suffer through, not just, I'm happy and then I'm dead.
Why do you want him to suffer more, dude? That's fucked.
Because it's all his own fault. It's his own fault. Everything that happens to him is his own fault.
What is he going to jail, though?
And that's why it's a satisfying ending, because he gets what he deserves. He should not be in a position to win that bet. But he does. And he gets his win, and he goes out happy.
He was happy when he got shot.
He was ecstatic.
He was.
His sons were
I
happy.
don't know. I was not satisfied. I was just happy the movie was over.
Damn.
That's fucked.
Give it a 1 out of 10.
I'm not giving it a 1 out of 10.
Speak your fucking truth.
I get to a weird point, though, where I feel like my 4s and 5s are sometimes my worst possible ratings. Because once stuff starts to drip down into, like, 1s and 2s, I start to bring it back up again because of how funny how bad it is. Does that make sense?
No, but that's that one rating system of some dude you told me about. But he goes,
no, that's
zero is
just bad,
negatives.
And then negatives is where it gets good again. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking like it's hard for me to actually find a 1 because I feel like whenever they start to get into normal people's 1s, I just find them funny at that point.
You can find a 1, bro. You gotta watch the.
I'm sure
movie.
I can find a 1.
I've watched some fucking 1s in my life.
I'm sure I can find a 1. Don't get me wrong.
Battlefield Earth is a clean 1.
Is it really?
Yeah, that movie's fucking dog shit.
Never seen it.
Hopefully we get a 1 on this podcast at some point because I want.
Damn, one of us brings something that one of us loves and one of us hates that much.
I really hope.
I'm not doing it.
I want to get a 1 for me. I was thinking
Operation Dumbo Drop would be that, but that's
that was a lovable.
No, there's no way you could
movie.
give it a 1. There's no way you could give it a 1.
All right, quick shout out to the goons, Phil and Nico. Neither of them are actors. They are literal They are literal New York thugs, like heavies.
Really?
They were found in casting. There's like a great interview I read with Phil, who's the main guy who shoots him. His name is Keith William Richards. He just is like some like New York goon, and they just like found him.
Wild.
And I thought he was amazing for never having acted
really
before.
good, yeah.
He was so fucking menacing and terrifying, which just means that that's how he actually is in real life, and that's a scary motherfucker.
So he just goes around and like roughs people up.
That's what it was inferred. He was not specific about what his past was like.
He's like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, he just goes like vagaries. So I thought that was great. The casting, I think like there is not a weak link in the cast. I think Julia, his girlfriend, is a little hit or miss. I think she was probably more cast for like her appearance and her accent than anything else. But she had her moments for sure.
She, to me, honestly, was one of the more, at times, likable characters.
Yeah.
The whole weekend thing really kind of like changed that for me.
I love that scene. The neon, that fucking blacklight is so great with that orange hoodie on Tamani.
Yeah, I'm talking about her in the bathroom with him.
Oh yeah.
Like
the weekend.
To be fair, she didn't do anything.
We don't know because it cuts
she
away.
She touched his dick.
Yeah, it definitely touched his dick.
She definitely did.
That's something. I feel like
that is something. That's for sure. Like that's not okay to do.
That's about as close as you can get to not doing anything. I mean,
yeah, but
I wouldn't be happy in that situation either.
Like I was expecting
Trinidad James is at the club.
Yeah, it's great.
I was expecting the scene where he goes back to his apartment and he calls his girlfriend and is like, "Hey, are you like almost home or where you at?"
When he hides in the closet.
And he hides in the closet.
Yeah.
I was fully expecting her to bring some guy in and go, "You can't stay right now. You gotta go, but here, like, use the bathroom," or some sort of like awful thing to happen.
Yeah, I thought she was gonna bring somebody in too. That's what I thought as well.
Oh,
yeah, or her to be on the phone and like talking to somebody else about how she's only using him for his money.
Yeah, I mean, she did genuinely seem to love him.
I think she genuinely cared about him, and that's the scene that really made me think she did.
Yeah, she would say "I love you" all the time, and he never said it back except for at the end when they won.
Yeah.
He's just like walking in a circle, singing over and over and over. Yeah.
And as sexual as that scene is, where they're like weirdly sexting, and he's like kind of creepily looking at her from the closet. Like I get it. That was kind of cute to like jump out and surprise her, but I felt like he was in that closet for a little too long. You know what I mean? Does anyone else feel that? Anyone else feel like he was in that closet a little too long?
No? I mean, I don't know.
No,
I mean,
just
being
me?
in the closet at all is kind of weird. You know, the whole thing was weird.
I think that's kind of fun to just like scare and surprise her. I thought that was kind of fine, but like I thought he was in there for a while.
It's kind of weird.
Anyways.
Yeah, anyway.
That was a very cute and sweet scene that I really appreciated in this movie, full of awful. So, basically the only redeemable people I felt like in this movie were kind of the girlfriend, aside from the weekend scene, and his kids.
Yeah.
That's it. Everyone else is a horrible human being.
How did you guys feel about the Passover scene and the reveal that Arno is like his fucking family?
I loved the Passover scene.
That was wild. I was not expecting it, and that was cool. That was a cool reveal, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, and who's the guy that plays, I guess...
His, like, dad, the older guy?
His dad, yeah, I guess.
Gooey? What the fuck's his name?
Yeah, that's what it is.
He's in a ton of stuff.
Right?
Yeah. He's in so much stuff.
I saw his name in the credits.
He's the one that buys the Opal.
I know that guy.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck's his name?
Yeah, this is what I was telling. Right when we finished the movie, I was telling Abby that this is probably my favorite scene, the Passover scene, just because I really love the supporting cast, like that's in that scene. Like it's so, I don't know. Like I feel like everybody did such a great job. That's like at the table and everybody's just like hanging out, and it's like a little bit of a down moment for the movie, and like shows
it was
like
nice.
Family. In like all this chaos, and like like some people don't know and other people are just not saying anything and just letting Passover be Passover.
The Gooey is Judd Hirsch.
Yes.
He was on Taxi. He was in Independence Day.
That's where I know him mostly
like
from, is
Beautiful
Independence
Minds.
Day, to be fair.
Yeah, he's got a fat filmography.
Yeah, he's been in a ton of stuff. He's fantastic.
Damn, he's almost 90 years old. That's amazing.
Wow. Good for you.
Yeah. Shout out to him for sure. Yeah. So I'm trying to think of what else. Like, what'd you think about the?
I like the opening. Can we talk? I'm going to talk about that real quick.
Yeah. For sure.
The opening was interesting to show that I guess essentially these Ethiopian. What do they call it? Ethiopian Jews?
He refers to them as Ethiopian Jews. Yeah, but they're at the mine. I don't know if those miners were the literal Ethiopian Jews that like value the black opals, but
I think the guys that actually got it out of the mine were.
Yeah.
I think that they staged the leg breaking. This is my personal theory.
To get the opal
go in and steal the opal.
That's what I thought too.
No shit. Oh, damn, I didn't even think about that. That's a good call.
I thought that just because the way that the one guy was looking when they were first started all piling around the guy screaming once the supervisors came. There were like some weird looks exchanged, and then it cuts to like those two dudes in the tunnel by themselves.
Yeah, so definitely feel like they stole
in that world. In that world, a compound fracture is probably worth $100,000. You know, that was not a small amount of money for an awful fucking leg break.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was gross.
To be fair,
the
they
bone
also
outside
only got
the leg.
Yeah, nasty.
To be fair, they got that money like 2 years later because that happened in 2010.
Yeah.
And then 2012 was when he actually gets the opal.
Yeah, because he said it took him 17 months to get his hands on it. So.
Yeah. Also, like they had the little I made sure to write down because they had the big date things that pop up. I made sure to write down those because I wanted to. It was kind of a weird distinction, in a way. Like, why did they need to show that happened in 2010 and this happened in 2012?
I guess just to illustrate the length.
Is this based on a true story or something?
Absolutely not. All the basketball stuff is real. Those are all real game footage and all that shit. But
I don't know.
Definitely not a real story.
Were his interviews after the games and stuff legitimate interviews, or were they?
No,
I feel like that. No,
that one was doctored.
That would have been crazy. They were like, "Listen, we found the perfect." Perfect footage.
And they just like reverse engineer all the way back. They talked a lot about this movie has been like gestating for like almost a decade, and at one point it was going to be this probably won't mean anything to you two, but Amari Stoudemire, who was a Knicks player at the time, he was the guy. They had a few different basketball players in mind, and they pitched it to a few different basketball players who were on board, but like through various industry things, like the backing fell through, and then they eventually landed on KG, who I thought was awesome.
He did really good. As a lot of times they bring in like these real life sports people or like real life figures, and it's like you're really good at what you do, but you can't act for shit. So he did a good job. I felt like acting in this. Like
he was really funny.
Not the best, obviously, but he did a good job. Honestly,
he's not going to win any awards.
I feel like he did everything he needed to do, and that's all you.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
Going back to what Cobb just said, the only things that were doctored were that final interview, and then also the voice of the coach in the locker room when he's sitting there like staring at it. That is Doc Rivers' actual voice, but he did do voiceover for the film. Speaking of voiceover, the British assistant was Tilda Swinton.
Yeah,
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that when I was trying to find character names.
Yeah,
I was like, "What the fuck?"
I didn't know until last night. That's a pretty dope.
I saw that when just like a minute ago when we were talking about the IMDb page. I was like, "What? I gotta bring that up." But
pretty sweet. What did you guys think was the most tense scene?
Gosh, there's so many.
I mean, it's the whole movie, but like if you had to pinpoint one,
maybe when they can't get the door unlocked. That part, I was like,
that was
fucking
really
get it
tense.
unlocked or he's gonna leave.
Everyone is like screaming over each other.
Yeah, they're screaming. They're trying to get the door to work because the mag lock is fucked up. And they're stuck in that little box, and it's just like, God damn it! He's been trying to get the opal back for days now. And I kept thinking in my back of my head, I'm like, the ring's gonna be pawned by now. The ring's gonna be pawned by now because he fucking pawned the dude's
Why would you pawn that
championship ring? To get the money, to get the cash to
I don't
do the
care.
freaking bet, homie.
Boom, 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 boom,
No.
boom.
You got to do the cash to get the bet and then keep it going. What's up?
Anyways.
Trevor's like, chill.
Trevor is exhausted.
Sorry, I've been screaming at you a lot.
You have. My most tense is probably when almost any time they're all yelling over each other. I hate that. That's one of those things I hate is when people talk over each other in movies. It's
It was really well done, though. I think it adds to the tension so much.
Like, it's happened so often in this movie. But anyways, I think whenever he first shows the opal is one of my most tense, because I'm like, he's not going to take it with him. Now, there's no way he's going to let the... And then it happens, and I'm like, what the... Why? Why would you do this?
When he breaks through the glass case.
Yeah.
And he's like,
he told him not to lean on it.
It's a sign so many times. Like 4, I think I counted.
He's like, don't lean on the case.
That break,
AKG,
like out of nowhere across the room, don't lean on the case.
That break
just looks
with him like being like, it's a sign, that is the time to take it back.
Yes.
And go, come to the auction.
See you on Monday.
Or bring me $1.5 million.
He still wouldn't have paid that much money for it, though, at that point. I mean,
you know what? But that would have been his two options.
180 was his highest bid.
Because either that was the real value or something or another, or that was the bogus appraisal or whatever. We never will know which one is which, to be fair.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the auction scene might be the most tense scene for me.
That was
That's
pretty
fair.
Just because the stakes at that moment, like when Arno walks in, and then it's just like he sees Gooey betting, and you're just like, holy shit! Like the bets keep going back and forth, and they make like a point to show KG, like KG's advisor, I guess, or whoever the hell she is, like being like, no, and he's like, no, it's okay.
I feel like also seeing them come in though, Arno and his goons, I was like, KG's not going to end up buying it. Like they're going to fuck it up. So? It's going to get fucked up because it's not the end of the movie, and clearly we've seen that everything goes wrong for this guy.
If Gooey had
they talked about it. Gooey was like, it's not going to work.
It's not going to work. Yeah.
If Gooey had just stopped, like, because there was definitely like before he puts that last bet in, he was like, I can't, like, I shouldn't do another one. Yeah. If they had just stopped there, the movie would have been fine.
But he kept getting that reassurance though from Adam Sandler. Like he kept looking over and he kept giving him the nod. Like, you got this. Yeah. Do it.
They should have known. Like even Howard should have realized like he's probably not going much higher than this. Yeah. And they should have stopped, and then the movie would have been over. He would have given that money to Arno, and it would have been done. He would have been.
It's not a win though.
He would have been debt free.
That's not a win. That's not how you win. That's not how I win.
That's not how you win.
This is how I win.
I think the daughter's play scene was really great too.
Why did he leave?
What do you mean?
Because he
saw the guys.
Phil and Nico.
Yeah, I know. What are they gonna do? Stay and watch your daughter's part in the play, then leave.
I don't know. I think that he was worried that they were gonna do something in front of his family. Is what I got from.
In front of all those people?
They don't give a fuck. They threw him in the fountain later.
Yeah. The only reason they didn't do more to him was because there was people around.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like there was no reason for him to get up and run away right
Dude, he
then
bites
and there.
that guy's arm hard as fuck.
He does
they added, like, a crunch sound.
Yeah.
That was gross.
Like, I mean, you gotta bite sometimes.
Shot, dude.
That guy's gonna have to get some sort of, like, hospital...
Right? That's what I was saying.
It's gross.
Yeah. The human mouth is one of the most disgusting things on the planet.
When he gets back to his seat and then watches his daughter like with the coin spraying out of her mouth.
That was a great effect.
When he says, he's like, wow. I was like, that's funny.
Yeah, like, how did they even do that?
It was just really
like,
well
how
done,
would a
dude.
high school play do that?
A tube of coins? I don't know.
I guess. I don't know. It was kind of cool. I appreciated it.
I liked it. I thought it was like, man, the school is doing great work.
For sure. And he did get to see most of his daughter's spit.
Yeah.
So
I liked his son too, the older son that's like so similar to him. And he's like, and it seems like
he's gonna have problems.
Yeah, it seems like he wanted to be such like great friends with him too, and you could see that's who Howard connected with the most. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he's definitely gonna be fucked up afterwards.
For sure, they're all gonna be fucked up.
What was up with his younger son?
What do you mean? Like, I didn't really pick up on anything. He wasn't in it that much.
No, he wasn't, but, like, he had to sleep... Like, he talked about it earlier, and then also...
He had that dope bed with all the lights.
He had a race car bed. This kid's pretty old to still have a race car bed. And...
Says you, brother.
Says me. I'm sorry. I never had a race car bed. Whatever.
I didn't.
I'm jealous.
But also,
I love him watching the game on his phone.
Like, but that's the thing. He, like, even talked about it with his girlfriend, that he has to sleep on the floor until his son falls asleep.
Maybe he's got night terrors. Trevor, don't be judgy.
I'm not. I wouldn't be judgy if the kid was younger.
Flash cut to Trevor in 10 years having a kid he has to sleep on the ground next to.
Karma.
You know what?
Name Lil Joey Storch.
Joey? I don't think I would name a kid Joey.
Did you guys do you have standout like humorous moments, like funny moments that made you laugh, not out of like stress, but like out of actual humor?
Oh God, give me a think.
I have two.
Yeah, why don't you say yours?
Yeah, say yours because I can't think of anything offhand.
Well, the first one when Howard gets the delivery of the opal, and he's in the back office, and that his employee Yasi is like screaming at him about, I can't do this anymore. Like, are you even talking? Are you even listening to me? Are you even listening? Like, he gave him like the Gucci shirt, and then he like looks up and he's like, holy shit, I'm gonna come. He's like looking at the opal, and
he had
Yassi's
such a
like,
gross face on him too.
So gross. The way he said it was gross. Yeah.
I get why you think it's funny, but that just made me hate him even more.
What
That was
the
another
fuck?
moment that
How?
made me hate him.
Damn.
When he first got that delivery too, I thought it was just gonna be nothing, and that he has like fake deliveries to push up
to juice
Oh,
shit up.
yeah, basically
He probably would.
because like it seems like something he would do because like he didn't have anything, and before that he was talking about how he didn't have the watches in the safe and stuff like that. So I thought he was gonna have a fake delivery and then just grab like the watches or something out of the safe and be like, oh look, we just got fucking delivered these dope ass watches. Yeah. Nope, crazy opal.
Crazy fucking opal and a bunch of fish.
Yeah, in a fish.
So that one definitely made me laugh. It's gross as hell, but I think it's funny. His delivery was impeccable. And then the second one I would say is when Julia gets the Howard tattoo on her ass and shows it to him.
Says Howie.
I laughed my ass off. Again, I thought that was really funny. I got something for you, like, don't make fun of me, and then just like unzips her skirt and shows a Howie tattoo on her fucking ass. She's like, what is your thought process in this scenario?
I have no idea because they had just broken up too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that just shows that she cares. I guess she really does care about him.
I mean, I assume she got that before they broke up.
No, it had the wrap and shit.
That's
still
a
on.
fresh
It was still
tat.
red.
Is that fresh?
It was red.
That's a fresh tat. She got that after he threw a fucking smoothie in her face.
Man, jeez.
It said,
That was post smoothie, dude.
That was pretty funny. Damn.
I was like, holy shit.
I see you hurried up to the office. Boom. And then got in the elevator. He's like, and like
he says it
mumbles
in the
something.
elevator too.
He mumbles
like,
something to the people.
He's like, unbelievable. Like one of those days or something like that. Yeah.
I don't think I had a single laugh out loud moment.
I know I did laugh a couple of times. I can't remember what the scenes were. I thought it was funny that Trinidad James was in it.
Yeah.
That scene was also kind of tense just because how like the relationship like deteriorating between Damani and Howard.
Yeah.
I will say, we haven't really talked too much about Damani. He's a bastard.
He's a total bastard.
He's I don't know, man. I feel like out of nowhere he just like will fuck Howard or like take advantage of him. Like why
kills his fish?
Like why did he killed the fish? That was fucked up.
That was fucked.
That scene was pretty funny too when he was like treating the fish like children.
I did find it kind of funny and weird that his prostate exam came back with nothing.
Yeah.
This just such a nothing conversation, like
just a wrinkle.
Not like, oh, you also are now dying of cancer.
Yeah, no, just
I think it's just humorous, right? Because in the middle of all that shenanigans with Damani screaming at him, he has to like get on the phone with his doctor and talk about a colonoscopy.
Yeah,
like it's just like it just raises the stakes because I also felt like he's definitely gonna have colon cancer, or like something wrong with him.
Well, that would have been an interesting scene too, with like Damani freaking out, killing his fish, and then finding out, oh, this guy who's kind of your friend, kinda, not really, is now dying.
He's an employee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I don't think the stakes would be higher. I don't think the stakes would change. I think it's good as it is. I don't know if it necessarily needs
it was
that.
fucked when they drove all the way to Philly, and then he
just left him
in the court, at like the basketball court. Didn't walk with him into the locker room.
Yeah,
that is kind of his own fault though for being a jackass and running onto the practice court.
Cookies. I laughed at that too. Cookies. It steals the ball. That was great.
Tosses it up. He makes it though. He makes the
These
layups.
moments that you guys are laughing about just made me hate him more and more.
That's crazy. Why though?
That's so why hate him for making a layup? You hate basketball.
I feel like that makes him human because I could see
basketball.
somebody just doing that, you know, because they're like they're on a professional basketball like training court and they want to fucking shoot a basket.
I wouldn't run out there. Are you kidding?
Fuck it! He's crazy
Howard,
zany.
bro. None of us are Howard, man. He's like
Also-
the most dumpy New York diamond man of all time.
Classic Adam
Cookies.
Sandler loving his basketball in his movies.
Yeah, guy loves basketball. You know,
He loves
That
basketball.
Is he a
so
Knicks
much.
fan in real life too?
I think so.
Nice. You think that was his Adam Sandler's own championship ring that they ended up pawning?
Oh, maybe.
Very possible.
The Knicks
I
one, the
wouldn't
old
doubt-
Knicks ring.
I wouldn't doubt it.
If he is a Knicks fan, let's see.
I don't know.
He's
That'd
got
be
to be a
classic.
Knicks fan, right?
I don't know. I don't know where he's from. I don't know much about Adam Sandler other than that he was on SNL.
I just know that he loves to play basketball on his movie, on the Grown Ups movie set.
He also he plays basketball like a motherfucker.
Apparently, all the like really dope shots that he makes on that Grown Ups movie set. Have you guys seen? You've seen Grown Ups?
I saw Grown Ups years ago, the first
Yeah,
one.
I've never.
And that was
I've
in a
never seen
weekend
it.
of
Okay.
watching such bad movies, bro. So like it kind of stood out as like not too bad. Because like
Yeah.
I also watched the 5th Die Hard movie that weekend. God damn, that's a bad movie. That
I
is
have
Is that the
seen
Justin
it.
Long one?
that's the 4th
The one
one. The
after
5th
that?
one is when he's in Russia with his son. It's not
so
Justin Long,
bad.
different guy.
So bad.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
It was fucking awful, dude. And I remember watching it, and like people that were watching it with me, some of my other family, they were like, "That was pretty good." And I was like, "God damn!" I
fourth
was
one-
holding everything in. I was like, "Don't say shit, Jake."
Does he drive a car into a helicopter in the 4th one or the 5th one? Do you know what I'm
Fourth
saying?
one.
Like,
That's
drives
the
a-
fourth one.
Fourth one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I haven't.
These
actually
are
seen the
memorable
fifth one.
moments from the 4th one. Memorable moments from the 5th one doesn't happen. Non-existent. Trash movie.
Yeah. Shout out to peak era Justin Long, dude. He had a
I want him
he
to
had a
come
real
back.
moment in the sun. He
Did
had a
you
real
see him in
moment the sun.
Tusk?
Fuck no, I'm not gonna watch Tusk.
You
Are
gotta
crazy?
watch Tusk, dude.
Bro, you know
I haven't
me. I'm
seen
not
Tusk
gonna watch
either.
that
Shout out
movie.
Kirk. We went to the theater in Gainesville, one of the Regals, to go watch it when it was opening. There was a dude in there that looked like just like fucking the director Kevin Smith. He was wearing like a dope trench and everything.
Maybe it was.
It might have been.
Speaking
movie.
of theaters, I did see this movie in theaters when it came out. I tried to get Jacob to go with me, but he consistently said no.
When was this?
When we worked at COG.
Yeah, I know, but like, was I doing something? Were we on different? We were on different schedules, weren't we? Isn't that? When
Yeah,
you were
but
on
I
overnight?
went. I was trying to go on a Friday when you were off, and I was trying to go before work. It doesn't matter. I'm not actually serious. You
He's
didn't.
pissed.
Yeah, I'm furious. I'm 7-month-old grudge.
Put this in the show me something lore, guys.
I saw it in theaters, and I do think that it's much more effective in theaters. There are a lot of movies I think that you can make the argument that it doesn't really matter where you watch them, but this doesn't necessarily have like the scope of something like 1917, which I think again is the same thing, or like Dunkirk, you know, like a big like gaudy war movie that I think is.
I could see that because I watched
It's not-
1917 in the theater. Amazing. I watched Dunkirk.
And it was
at home.
incredible.
Wasn't that good?
Yeah, see, and I saw Dunkirk in the theater, and it was incredible. I do think that this movie benefited a lot from a theater experience. It was like 11 a.m. on a Friday, and
Classic.
I was like one of the 4 or 5 people in the theater, but really great. The intro and outro like digital scenes that like go through space and time, whatever the fuck that's supposed to be,
When they're
are
looking
really-
at the diamond and stuff, or
Yeah,
the opal,
yeah.
I mean.
or they go through his bullet hole
Oh,
into,
yeah,
into
yeah.
space.
I thought
those
like it
those
was.
are really cool.
They were okay. I thought it was kind of weird.
I thought
Like,
it was cool.
I don't know. I didn't like. I don't know. I personally didn't appreciate him as much. Maybe. I just thought it was like unnecessary.
It reminded me of like Men in Black. Know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but Men in Black that makes sense
the credits,
because
you know.
I saw Men in Black 1 in theaters.
That's
Don't
dope.
remember.
wow.
But
You
I
don't
remember seeing
remember?
it. I was like 6. But
Yeah,
my
you
dad
haven't
took
watched
me.
it since then.
I don't think I have actually.
Shout out
Great
Men
movie.
in Black. That's one of the goat.
I've seen the second one.
Also great.
Did you guys see the reboot with Tessa Thompson?
No, I
And,
did see. I saw the third one with Josh Brolin. And it was
Yeah.
fine. And I didn't get
It was
around to
okay.
seeing the newest one. Was it good? Did you see it?
No, I didn't see it. I just like Tessa Thompson.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it.
Wasn't there
which
supposed to be a crossover with that one? Wasn't some other universe in that one too?
There was talks that
No
21
idea.
Jump Street was
Oh,
gonna.
right, that one. Yeah.
And that fell through a long time ago, I think.
Can't wait for the next 21 Jump Street. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but
Probably not.
For real? You want a third one? I feel
the
like
first and
one was
second were
already-
both hilarious.
I feel
I've
like the
only
second
seen
one's
the
already
first.
pushing it.
I have not seen the second one.
Interesting.
The first
By the
one's
way,
definitely
I'm
better.
looking-
The second one's still very funny.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm looking at my notes right now.
Yeah.
And the last half of my notes, well, the last half of the second page of my notes.
Are they just written
Are-
in blood from you clenching your fist into your hands?
No, it's just a series of, this is so fucked, leave it, fuck, wow, this whole movie, surprised he didn't die, you deserve this, you are a terrible person,
Jesus.
you are a dumb...
Were you in a dark place when you watched this?
No, I was just
To
at
begin
work.
with?
I was just at
This
work,
sounds like
and
a
it's just...
pretty...
There was no
Wow,
notes
no.
other than like every so often I was just writing down my emotions about the scene that was happening. I couldn't even tell you what the scenes were. And then
I think we should go back. We should, if we ever do a
Like-
Patreon,
Yeah.
we should have an episode where we just read Trevor's notes.
just
uncut.
no with
That'd
so many
That
O's
looks
on
like
there.
the scrawl of a lunatic, dude. I can't even
It
read that.
absolutely does. Can we post a screen? Can that be the cover for this episode, Abby?
Yeah, that'd be
Just a
dope.
screenshot of Abby of Trevor's notes. That looked insane.
What did
That
you
was
guys
just-
think about the that dude that the mistress was hanging out with in the hotel room at the that
He was hilarious.
he was
he was-
so
I
weird.
love
He was
that.
so
Who
tan.
is
His hair
he?
was
He's
so,
so
like,
gross.
He
so
looks really
gross,
familiar,
dude.
doesn't he?
He did
Huh?
look familiar to me too, but then when I clicked on like his IMDb profile, I was like, he's not really in a whole lot of
Is
shit.
he really nobody? He looks like
He was like
He
one
was
of
a
the producers
gross-looking
for the
man.
movie.
really.
And then he's like been in a couple of different things, but like not a whole
Maybe
lot.
he's just like a real life rich guy and not actually a.
But he looks like it could have been like Michael Douglas in a lot of makeup. That would have been sick.
That's who it was, Michael Douglas. That's who I thought
Yeah,
it was.
it wasn't Michael Douglas, but he looked similar. It looked like he could have
Okay.
been him with a bunch of makeup on.
Yeah, makeup and weird like wrinkle prosthetics and stuff.
Yeah. Although Michael Douglas is pretty old now. He probably has.
Yeah, but still, he probably looks. Anyways,
but
that the one of the other things, by the way, that I just want to point out how much I hate this character. The moment he breaks up with his girlfriend, and he's at Passover, he makes a pass trying to get back with his wife.
Yeah, that seemed like a
Great.
classic thing though.
He
'cause,
doesn't
like,
care.
She brings it up earlier in the movie. She's like, every time we like try to separate or whatever, you're always like pushing it back, and then he tries to do it. You know.
And she's just like, I'm so glad that she just goes, I would love to never ever see your face again,
Yeah.
and then just smiles.
She hates
And
him. That's you,
loved
Trevor.
that.
If you were in this movie, you're the wife.
I'm okay with that because she's getting probably like a lot of insurance money off of his death.
Well, maybe. For sure. I mean,
Well,
they're not
his
divorced,
death-
so for sure.
His death and the store being robbed, all of that goes to her.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's pretty much all I had to say about the movie. Did you guys have any other scenes you wanted to talk about?
Not really. No, I think I'm sorry. I'm just looking up who this guy Wayne Diamond is. The guy who is the old tan boy.
You can't find much, right?
He is just like apparently like just a Diamond District guy.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
just a
exactly.
rich Diamond District guy, and he like bankrolled the entire film apparently. Or
Yeah.
something close to that. Interesting.
I also
He's a
found
garment
the,
designer.
The scene going back to the whenever they go to the apartment after Passover with the kids, and he has to send his son into someone else's.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, that was tense.
That's
That
fucked
that was
up.
so weird.
Sends
Yeah,
into
it
a
was weird.
stranger's apartment.
Weird
Yeah, hey,
cameo also
Never.
by
Yeah, from the guy from whatever. that show
Glenn
was.
Doc Rib. No,
No,
no.
Doc Rivers is the Celtics coach. John
You're right, sorry.
Hill, John Hall. I just saw
John-
it on IMDb.
Oh, also, did we talk about the scene where he gets stripped down naked in the car and put in the trunk?
yes, that too. We started
That was
to
the
talk
scene at the
about
play.
it.
That's I tried to bring that
Yeah.
up before. where
Yeah,
he, like,
we
gets-
didn't quite get into the rest of the scene, but
That shit is crazy.
yeah, they steal
Crazy
everything
they
off
left
his
his
body.
phone. Crazy they left him with his phone though.
His phone and his glasses.
I mean,
And his ring. That no one ever takes his fucking
Yeah.
ring until he pawns it.
Yeah,
They're like, oh, we can't take that. That's his fucking
Super-
Knicks ring.
too important.
Yeah.
I really relate with all his like my glasses talk. That's like I feel like
My
a very
glasses.
underrepresented trope in film. people complaining about their glasses, you know?
Freaking Velma Dinkley over
No, what are
here.
you talking about, dude? Scooby-Doo. Every time. What's her name?
Okay,
Velma.
is
She
the
fucking
I just
dropped
said
her
it. Velma
glasses.
Dinkley. Come on.
Yeah, okay, sorry, I
She's
didn't
the
hear
only
you.
one though. She's the only one. I relate to that a lot. He loses them in the fountain.
I
loses them
can't
in the
see
fucking-
without my glasses.
All right. Well, now it's just
That was weird.
You're mocking people. With glasses.
No, that's a thing. That's a thing. Come on.
Hashtag Trevor canceled. Hashtag Trevor canceled.
Oh shit.
That's our third hashtag.
No, wait. What was the hashtag?
Why
for this
me?
again?
Why am I always
Show me
like,
Show me
Lautner.
Lautner.
Hashtag show me Lautner.
Please get hashtag show me Lautner, dude.
Wait,
Get it
hashtag
going.
show me insert person. That's a great hashtag trope. Like that's
There you
got
go.
legs. That's got legs.
Show
to it.
me
Was that on the
Sandy.
fly? That was great.
Dab
You
on it.
think
dude.
Adam Sandler will come on?
I
Show
hope
me
so.
Hashtag show me Sandler. We'd love to talk to him. He's.
I want to.
mean,
I just want to talk to him
legend.
about Happy Gilmore.
On the
Him
on
as
the
in the
Neds
game.
Fight
pod,
with Bob
me and
Barker.
Kirk have been trying to get the fucking Neds Declassified cast on since the first episode.
That makes sense, dude. I mean, why wouldn't they? You know,
I still want to
get-
interview Drake or Josh Peck.
That's
Or
never
Drake
gonna
Parker,
happen. They're way
sorry.
too famous.
Drake Bell, Josh Peck. I don't
Um,
know why I said.
What about
and
Drake
Josh
the
Peck.
rapper?
Sure. There's no reason
Pass.
for us to talk to him, but yeah.
I mean, he seems like a cool guy. I don't listen to him ever though.
Does he? No, he doesn't.
He seems fine.
He
He's got the dope sweaters.
No, bro.
I
fuck
assumed
Drake.
you guys would
That
like
episode
him.
of
That's why I
Atlanta,
said
the
something.
episode of Atlanta where he's not at his party.
Drake's mansion. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
That's a great
Fuck
episode.
Drake. Nah, fuck Drake. I hate Drake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, guys. I don't have a whole lot. I think
I
this
think that's
movie's
pretty much
definitely.
everything.
It's pretty
Yeah.
much. I think that this movie is. It's kind of hard to talk about, and is definitely one to experience rather than listen to us talk about. So we won't belabor the point. I do think it's worth seeing. Trevor disagrees. Cobb is there. I think.
Yeah.
It's definitely a very
Yeah.
unique film. If you want to see Sandler in a great dramatic role for the first time in a while, this is it. He is really fantastic. I really do think he was robbed of being nominated. I don't recall who it was in the field ahead of him besides Taron Egerton. Did he win? Did Egerton win the Oscar for that?
No, he won the Globe.
Okay. So he won musical comedy. Best actor. Hold up. Now I have to look up. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Because I remember like fucking Joaquin Phoenix won.
Well, yeah.
For Joker that I haven't
Joker
seen.
was
Oh,
great.
right. I was like, for what? right.
Yeah.
the
Joker was a way
Exactly.
better
See,
movie
that's
than
how
this.
fucking forgettable and whack that movie is. Like I think that
You
he
haven't
could
even
have
seen
been-
it.
I know.
What the
And
hell?
I
What are you
won't.
talking about, dude?
I've seen
Why
bits
not?
and I'm not interested, dude.
You
And
should
It's a
watch
good
it.
movie.
I
should
will.
watch it, Will. Just
the
watch it.
vitriol around it. The vitriol around it is really tough. It's like
I
Rick
would
and
s-
Morty fans.
I would
you know?
say
It's like,
don't watch
ugh.
it with Marissa, probably.
No, she would never watch
She
it.
wouldn't like it. Abby hated it.
Yeah, no. We've talked about it, and she said she wouldn't watch it. I haven't seen The Two Popes, but I would probably put Adam Sandler over Jonathan Pryce. I'm sure he was great. He's a great actor. Adam Driver for Marriage Story was phenomenal. I think Leo DiCaprio Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was great.
Yeah, I didn't like Marriage Story as much as you did.
Yeah, I love Marriage
Me and
Story.
Abby were kind of
I'm a
bored
sucker for
throughout
that.
it. Although
it's so
hashtag
great.
Team Adam in that movie.
I think it's hard to pick sides, but
I
Adam
picked the side.
Driver.
Me and
Adam
Abby
Driver's
both picked the side, and it's Adam.
He's a
Driver's
stud.
side.
I don't know if anyone watches Last Week Tonight, but John Oliver has like a great running bit where he like sexualizes Adam Driver,
Jeez.
and it's amazing.
I haven't
Adam
watched
Driver's
enough
great.
of that show. It is a great.
It's really
show.
good. It's really good. It's become weekly viewing for me during this time, just because I'm trying to keep up on the news more than I have. Anyway, cool guys. That's Uncut Gems. Shout out to Adam Sandler and the Safdie brothers. A very unique and interesting film that will stress you out.
Yeah.
Does anybody have?
I'm not.
final
By the way,
thoughts?
I'm not going to say don't watch it. I mean,
Yeah,
if you've
that's
gotten to
fair.
this point, you probably should have watched it already.
Definitely should have watched it. I think if you've watched this movie knowing that he dies in the end, you fucked up.
Yeah.
That is definitely.
That would have ruined
I
the
did
whole
not.
film.
Because it
for
will
me, I
remove
think.
all the tension. It will remove all the tension, and it is truly like you both mentioned. I think that you didn't see it coming,
No, not
and-
at all.
and neither did I. I think it's a really great twist at the end, and I think that it's justified. The choice is justified. He definitely deserves
Yeah.
to get fucking shot in the head. He takes way too many chances and gets
He
away with
does,
it.
yeah.
In just this two-day stretch. I mean, imagine what the rest of his life has been like, you know? Like, we don't even know how he got into this hole that he's in right now. Because he's clearly in a pretty
A hole
serious
with
hole.
multiple people too. There's other
Right,
people
exactly.
coming to his door, being like,
Yeah.
"Hey, I need this back. Hey, I need
Yeah,
my
those
money."
two
I need
guys,
my money.
those two fucking guys. Who the hell are they with the
Those,
watch
like-
on the street?
Yeah, those dirty ass guys. with the worst hair.
Get
on
away
him.
Gave
from
him a
me.
fake
Yeah,
Rolex
he's just,
and
like,
was just
yelling
like,
at
get
them.
out of here.
But then there's the other
Yeah.
guy that he sees at the club that lets him in, and he's like, "Hey,
Yeah,
I'm gonna come by
flawless.
later to get whatever back."
Flawless, yeah. So like he has it coming, and I think it's a totally justified death. Anyway, cool. Well, I'm glad you guys watched it. I won't say enjoyed it.
This is, I think, the
Cool.
first one I've done a
liked it.
bad review on.
Yeah, well, that's. I mean, again, I said it during Dumbo Drop, referencing Cobb. I'm glad to get dissenting opinions. I think it's valuable.
I think it's better when one of us doesn't like it.
It definitely is. I think that's a lot of the joy of it.
Because
I didn't think it was
like
gonna
if
be
all
me
of
for
us
a
come
long
in and they're
time.
like, "Oh, it's great," and we're just like, "It's too much praise."
Yeah,
I
we're
also
just
was
talking in
expecting to
circles.
love this movie. Like, I was expecting to love it. Because I had
Yeah.
heard so much good stuff about it. And then
I
just-
definitely am guilty of overhyping stuff too, and I definitely
You-
overhyped
you
this
did
to
hype
Cobb.
Oh,
this.
I
Well-
overhyped stuff to, like, hell and back for sure as well, but...
Yeah, I
It
feel like
wasn't
we
just
all kind
you.
of do the same thing. Where like if it's something we just watched and we really liked it a lot, we usually are like fucking hype about it for like a couple of days.
Yeah.
And it's like you kind of have to talk about it, you know?
Yeah, well, especially like coming off seeing it in theaters when it was like out, but not. I mean, no one was seeing it. No one really knew what it was. It was buzzy, but only if you listen to fucking film podcasts or like read movie blogs, you know.
And we had
So I
nothing
was,
to
like-
do at work other than sit around.
Right. We just talked about shit. Yeah. So yeah, I was definitely juiced up. I was definitely higher on it the first time around. Yeah, I was honestly coming into it before rewatching it yesterday. I was thinking like a 9.5, and that's definitely. I think it's a solid 8, with moments that push it maybe to a 9. I think I might have said 8.5 at the start of this, which is probably a good spot. But all right, anyway. So for the third
Cool.
time, thanks y'all.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Next week
Have a
is
wonderful
me.
day.
I'm next week, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Trevor's
you're next,
pick
yeah.
next week.
We got some freaking watching to do.
Yes, we
Yep.
do.
Cool. All right. Well, get hashtag Show Me Lautner trending.
Yep.
Please
If
do.
you're feeling ambitious, let's do hashtag Show Me Sandler. And everybody stay safe, wear a mask, and have a wonderful time.
Bye,
Peace
everyone.
out. Bye.